Hi, this is Pam and welcome back to my channel. The holidays are upon us and people's thoughts turn not only to decorating, but also to baking. There are parties, there are potlucks at work, all sorts of activities going on, and people just love to get into the kitchen and whip up some favorites that make us feel warm and comfortable and taste great. If you're new to baking, or even if you aren't new to baking, but you don't have a lot of time to put something together, quick breads are the way to go. They're exactly what the name implies. They're easy to put together. They don't take long in the oven. They taste great. And you don't need a box to mix to put together something delicious for your families and friends. Today, I'm going to be making a recipe out of the text edition of Betty Crocker's new picture cookbook. This was published in 1961 and it's in binder form, and everything's divided into breads, cakes, cookies, main dishes, meats, fish, you name it, there's a section for it. And of course, this is one of those cookbooks from the 60s where it was popular to let folks know how to entertain, how to set a table, how to plan a menu, all that sort of thing. This particular book was gifted to me by one of the vendors at Gray Barn Antiques in Andover, New Jersey, Lisa at the Hip Chick. Here's a recent picture of Lisa's booth at Gray Barn. She's got a wonderful selection. She's always updating. So if you're in the area of Andover, New Jersey, please be sure to check out Gray Barn. Check out the Hip Chick's booth and, of course, all the other great vendors at Gray Barn. Without much further ado, let's get started. This particular recipe calls for 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of shortening, the grated rind of 1 orange, plus the juice of the orange and enough water to make 3/4 of a cup of liquid total, 1 egg beaten, and last but not least, 1 full cup of cranberries cut in half. First step, of course, is to grease your loaf pan 9 by 5 by 3. I'm going to use some Pam cooking spray here, but you can use shortening, butter, whatever works for you. It does not ask for you to flour the pan. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. I've already done that. The oven beeped. It's ready to go as soon as I have made my batter. Blend your dry ingredients first. So I'm going to put in my flour, sugar. Doesn't really matter what order you put the dry ingredients. There's my baking powder and my baking soda and my salt. Just stir that up. This particular recipe doesn't call for anything special, but one of the ways that you could jazz it up would be to add 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts. You could also create an orange glaze by using fresh orange juice and confectioner's sugar and drizzle that on top of the bread when it comes out of the oven. Since I'm going to be serving this to a group of people, And I don't know if anybody has any particular nut allergies. I'm going to leave the nuts out. So I've blended my dry ingredients. Next is to add my shortening, the orange rind, and the orange juice, and of course my egg, which I've gone ahead and beaten by hand. Okay, give that a quick stir. I did wash the rind of the orange, and I did wash my cranberries as well. I use Fruit and Vegetable Wash. This is the particular brand that I use. Make sure you get to the very bottom of your mixing bowl, because sometimes some of the dry ingredients like to hide out there, and you don't want to miss incorporating all of your ingredients. Last but not least, I'm going to fold in my cranberries. Again, that's a cup of cranberries that I've gone ahead and cut into halves. It's ready to go. I'm going to use my trusty Pampered Chef rubber spatula that I've had for many moons. Make sure that I get all of the batter into the pan. I'm going to put this into my 350-degree oven and bake for an hour. The bread has come out of the oven and it looks great and it smells even better. I'm going to wait until it has cooled completely before I remove it from the pan and slice it. It barely took me any time at all to put this video together, and it will take you even less time to make this delicious cranberry orange bread for your next occasion. Be sure to cool it thoroughly before you slice into it. If you get too anxious and cut into it too soon, it will be too soft on the inside and actually a little bit wet, and it just simply won't taste as good. So make sure it's completely cool before you cut it into slices for serving. I really enjoyed making the cranberry orange bread today. I'm bringing this particular loaf to a potluck lunch that we're having at work. But of course, you could make it for a party. You could make it for the kids' bake sale at school. Whatever the occasion, it will be sure to please. One of the nice things about quick breads is that you can make them ahead of time by a day or two, and they also freeze well. Be sure to wrap it well, and you can freeze it for up to 3 months. Thank you so much for watching, for tuning into the video. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you on the next video.